idea of individual differences, the person part of person job fit, probably seems like common sense. It's the term psychologists use to refer to things that make people different. Whereas diversity refers to differences within a group, individual differences refer to a range of characteristics that people that can contribute to diversity. I tend to think of individual differences as being similar to the tools we carry in our virtual toolbox, hence the picture. Each of the characteristics we think about is probably pretty intuitive. It might be a surprise, though, when you realize how many of those characteristics there are. They range from things that are pretty stable, like personality, to things that can vary substantially across the lifespan, like knowledge. The number of individual differences can be overwhelming, so the categorization systems, technically called taxonomies, can be helpful for simplifying. Sort of. One taxonomy includes 52 abilities. We'll just start with the 3 of those categories, though: cognitive, physical, and perceptual motor. You might be familiar with one of the types of cognitive ability from other classes. Intelligence might have come up in Gen Psych or in other settings. While intelligence tends to get the most attention, there are actually a number of cognitive abilities, and we might not actually be talking about intelligence in the same way psychologists do. Before you review the other resources in this module, you might think about what you think about when you think about intelligence. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but I think it makes sense. Then, as you learn about the definition and other cognitive abilities, you can compare and contrast your previous understanding with that information. Intelligence is often associated with IQ, or the intelligence quotient, but IQ is determined based on a score on a standardized test. That means that might not represent all of the relevant abilities. Given that, psychologists often refer to the range of cognitive abilities as G, short for general cognitive abilities. Carroll's model is one example of the range of abilities that represents. Physical abilities include a range of attributes related to our cardiovascular and muscular systems. I have a feeling it makes sense that running, weightlifting, and yoga each do different things for the body and with the body, and that's the basic idea behind the 3 general factors at the top of the figure in this slide. When we think about it from the perspective of individual differences, though, we can get more specific, much more specific. Perceptual motor abilities are the result of combining the senses and motion. That would be attributes like eye-hand coordination. Given that there are countless ways that individuals can be different, it's helpful to have ways of categorizing the differences. At the broadest level, we can use Fleischman and Riley's categories of cognitive, physical, and psychomotor abilities as a starting point. If I keep going with the analogy of the toolbox, cognitive abilities would relate to knowing what tools we have and how they're used. Physical abilities would relate to whether we can lift, turn, or press the tool and how long we can do it. Perceptual motor abilities include the coordination necessary to keep the screwdriver in the grooves or to hit the head of the nail.